everybody. So I want to show you a couple cool things here. So this is in Yellowstone. There's a camera that's usually pointing at a geyser. Now I'm not sure if it geyser's in here somewhere, if it just happened to get bumped. And I just want to show you, look at this size. Okay, this is the buffalo. And buffalo are not small. These buffalo, by the way, are big. And this figure just comes walking out limping, and the size is incredible because the camera now, the distance from the camera to the buffalo, and look at the size of the buffalo, and then look at the size of the guy, or look at the size of the whatever it is walking across here. And then actually it's right here. He's right here. And there are 3 more that follow behind. Now 3 stay behind the tree. But that last one is absolutely incredible size. Man, all the other ones, the 3 go up in size compared to the first one limping across. And also take effect that they're not scared of these buffalo. I would not walk out in a field if there was bison out there. Okay, so you got this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that 4th one is big, and you can see that arm on him swinging back and forth too. Okay, so it looks like he might be holding his arm there on this one, a leg injury and an arm possibly. And here's a little bit more of a look up on him. Watch that last one. Yeah, and why did they stop and let that one go across, and the other ones did not come across, as far as I know? So now we're in the Patterson. This is Patty, and I want to show you a couple things here. Okay, first the breast and the arms, the muscles that rip in the legs as it's hitting the ground, and that massive muscle on the buttocks is crazy. It's 1967. You know, it's too bad they didn't have high definition video, where it would be a whole new world to be able to get up on the face. And then the head, that skull, is just like a gorilla. The head, how it goes up. Some people say that Gigantopithecus is possibly maybe related to this beast here, which they would have come from the northern straits a long time ago, and they could have lived in North America because really there was nothing in North America. Gold boom happened, and then things started developing, and now you got roads, and you got all the logging that was going on for decades, and that's kind of what started this with Bob and Robert, Bob Gimlin and Roger Patterson. And I want to show you too, when you're watching this, notice when Patty here looks. The look right there, there's 2 looks that he gives. He gives, as he turns, the reason why he turned is because Roger Patterson is on the horse. The horse hit the creek and reared up. I don't know if he was on the horse, but the horse had made a noise. And then that's when he did that that historic turn, looked at Roger, and then he looked at Bob Gimlin, who was standing off this side holding a gun. He wasn't pointing the gun at him, but he was just holding it. So he checked both of them. Just one, see what, he's keeping the 2 in check. But you could tell that it's one look this way, and then a turn real quick as he checked on that one, and as he walked off, like nothing's going on. And at the rate, if you watch it in fast speed, normal speed, is incredible, the distance that this thing can move compared to a human. And now he's looking at Bob, And now he's getting the heck out of there, thinking that what just took place right there was maybe one of the biggest discoveries that we ever had. Absolutely crazy. I mean, boy, if I could just go back and like be able to watch that in person, that would be on top of the list of 5 things that I want to see historically in the world, that's happened in the world, and that would be one of them, was to be a witness, to know the truth. And I know for one that nobody was ever able to replicate that. If it was a person in a suit, they were never able to do that suit. There was one company out there and guy that tried to say he was the one in it, and the maker of the of costumes, well, that was basically just a ploy to get his name out there. And their reproduction, or they tried to mimic this, was an absolute laugh. You could just fall off your chair laughing, because that's how ridiculous that person's suit looked compared to this one here. This ain't a suit. This is 1967. You're telling me that they built this suit and put breast on there? No, they didn't. So, people can, again, say all what they want, but when you're sitting there with your eyes and you're looking at the proof right in front of your face, is absolutely mind-blowing. And this is absolutely crazy if you think about it from a point when I watched this as a kid. And this came out, I think, in 1974. There was a movie that came out. It had Bigfoot, the Abominable Snowman, and Loch Ness Monster, I think it was. I can't remember what it's called, but that's when I first seen this live or footage of him walking across the wood line there, and I was, as a young kid, like, what did I just see? I mean, every kid was like that, and absolutely breathtaking. So my conclusion is basically we're never going to know. It's going to remain a mystery. I think it's intended for most people not to know, because it's some kind of hybrid. And if you go back to Scripture like Matthew 24:37, but in the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. So prior to the flood, there were giants in those days. All the proof's out there, but they're not going to show you the bones that they've found in other countries. They're not going to teach this subject to you, because then you'd have to then consider the Bible as truth. And that's just basically how it's going to be. This is going to be left a mystery. It's some kind of hybrid. It's some kind of mix. Somewhere, I don't know when, a long, long time ago, somebody, be it the Nephilim or whomever, did some tampering, and were probably tampering with animal crossbreeding and doing some mix with the animals, trying to manipulate how they would manipulate human DNA, which they're never going to be able to do that. I think God put a lock on that, and that's why if there are weird animals out there, they're animals. So, and they're always going to be treated like that. That's why Sasquatch is a beast. It's an animal. Regardless if it has male, maybe, features, it's still going to reign on the side of an animal. They're not going to be able to they're not going to be able to communicate like we speak. They have their own language, and if you want to search it, the Sasquatch language is out there. People recorded it, and it's already been proven as fact through universities and colleges by science. So, yeah, they don't put this information out because they like to keep people dumbed down. But a lot of people probably can't handle this stuff. So that's where we're going to leave it at. There's so much out there. Chuck Missler, L.A. Marzulli. It goes deeper into hundreds and hundreds of books being written that have been written. Reports of Bigfoot have been there for hundreds of years. Well before photographs, they drew pictures of what they seen. So then you go back to Gigantopithecus, and that goes back to a long, long time ago in China, where 10 foot, even bigger, stand up, walking apes or whatever, all they have is the bones. So who knows? I think way back then, though, things were bigger before the flood. So that's the proof I know is there were much higher oxygen levels because there was a canopy over the earth. That all's changed. The flood changed everything. Animals were no longer these gigantic animals like megalodon. That's why they find these megalodon teeth way up in deserts, up in the mountains. Well, yeah, the proof's in the Bible. And that's where I'm going to leave it. Have a good one.